Hello everyone, and welcome to a bit of an extra video. This is just going to be kind of improvised, not a very serious video, but a bit of an announcement video more than anything, really. Specifically about a run that is starting at the time of uploading tomorrow. I mean, as you can see, I am currently recording this on the Friday beforehand, and we're actually going to start a massive run starting next week, Monday. That would be Monday, the 21st of December. We're going to do a Pokémon Shield 100% run, and I quickly wanted to go over the rules. We wanted to explain what that entails, you know, get you guys up to speed. And, you know, if you are watching my YouTube but don't actually follow me on Twitch, you know, be sure to head over there because that's where the fun will be happening. Yeah. Anyway, let me quickly go over what 100% entails, what that means, where the difficulties are going to be, kind of get you guys a little bit up to speed, and then, yeah, I hope to see you guys live over on Twitch on Monday when the actual run starts. So, Pokemon Shield 100%. Now, we've been discussing rules a lot over the past couple of weeks. That'd be me and Ranger Squid. Ranger Squid is one of the original people who came up with the idea of this challenge run. I've tweaked his rules a little bit and kind of went from there, see what we could get. And basically what it's going to mean is first we're going to have to do all of the story bits. Main game, post game, the Isle of Armor story, and the Crown Tundra story. Obviously, every bit of story needs to be completed. I mean, what would be 100% if we haven't even 100% of the story? Then we get to the all obtainable Pokemon. Now, there's about 587 Pokemon that you can obtain throughout the game. The current tracker you'll see on screen actually has 589. There are still 2 Pokemon on there that I haven't figured out which one they are that I need to take off before the run, but I'll have a look at that at a later time. So we've got this entire list of Pokemon that we need to complete as part of our 100% requirement. Every Pokemon that is obtainable in the game needs to be collected, including Pokemon that are not actually registered in the dex, like, for example, Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, which are catchable through Dynamax Adventures, but not actually catchable or not actually registered in the Pokédex itself. They still need to be obtained. All obtainable Pokemon is everything that can be obtained. Then we have all the TMs and all the TRs. Now I actually have some lists here ready with every TM that we need to collect. There's a total of 100 for them, and every TR that we need to collect. I just have these numbered in which ones I need to buy and which ones I will pick up somewhere along the way. So far, pretty self-explanatory. Next up, another pretty easy goal for us to do is we need to complete every one of the 42 Rotom Rally races. There's a giant guide of this on Speedrun.com. So, pretty straightforward goal. Shouldn't take more than like an hour to do, but we need to complete every single one of the 42 Rotom Rally races. Next up is a big one, and actually one that we sort of not entirely complete, but also mostly complete. I should probably emphasize, we are not including the Pokemon Sword Pokemon and whatnot, because this is just Pokemon Shield. Anyway, next up is the Curry Dex. There are 151 curries in total. 6 are exclusive to an item that you can only get by one version, but all of the other 145 can be collected and can be made. So we'll be spending some time making curries. So I've got an entire set of that. I also have a list of every item I need to get, how much they're going to cost me, where I can buy them, where I can pick them up, etc., just to try and collect as many of these as possible. So, yeah, that's that. Now, what would be 100% without the Battle Tower? Battle Tower is always a bit of a fun one. We need to complete the Battle Tower in both singles and doubles and get to Master Ball rank. Now, it should be noted, there is actually an additional thing you get for completing 100 battles. It'll allow you to have an extra background in your trainer or in your league card. That will not be required. 33 battles for Master Ball rank is enough. That's where we figured that was a reasonable cutoff. as a complete the battle tower. Now we get some goals that we can't actually track. We have beating every single trainer. I have a list of every single trainer here that we need to fight, and with how much money they give me. This includes the DLC trainers. There's not actually a lot of them, but this includes the DLC trainers. We need to pick up every item, and that's actually a bit of a weird goal, because with items, what we decided is every visible item is required. So every item that is in a Pokeball somewhere in the game needs to be picked up. Every gifted item, so every item you get from another NPC, and every non-respawning hidden item. Now, that's a bit of a weird definition, but if you are familiar with the wild area or the DLC areas, there's a bunch of items that you can pick up that are not actually set. As in, like, after you pick them up, if you wait a couple of days, they'll respawn and you can pick them up again, and sometimes they'll transform into different items. They have like a 1% chance of being a wishing piece, for example, and that goes for almost all of them. So I figured, okay, that'd be way too complicated to track. It'd be really difficult to actually see if you do them or not. So they are not required for all items, and that gets us to a huge spreadsheet of every item with their location, with whether they're given, hidden, or in a Pokeball form. And you'll see once we get to like the wild area, there's almost no hidden items anymore, because almost every item at that point respawns. So for example, even in the DLC, like here we have one, the Miracle Seed. Oh no, so the Sticky Barb. But everything else just about respawns. Here's another one, but almost all of them are just set items at that point. Very few hidden items, because almost everything you can get multiple times. We have the all berries, and I was actually looking into berries, and this is a weird one because not every berry is actually obtainable. So if we go to my berries list, this is the list of every berry with where to get them. The numbers denote which berry tree it is. And then if you see here, you'll see a jump from berry 15 to 21, and here from 26 to 36, because all of the berries in between there are just... There's not a single tree that has them. So that's kind of a weird one. But every obtainable berry is a thing. There's 53 of them in total. Now for the hardest goal. This one's by far the most difficult one to do. All clothes. There are 730 pieces of clothes if you play as a boy, because as a girl there are even more. But you can only get either boy or girl, so we're going to go with the faster one because it is going to be a speed run. So we get every single piece of clothes. Let me open up that spreadsheet. I have that somewhere. There. So this is a giant list of every set of clothes that you can get, sorted by the kind of clothes they are, where they're, or a lot of the time where they're obtainable are kind of sorted together with all of their requirements, where you can buy them, etc., etc. And then at the very bottom, you get all the like sports sets as well. I just kept those together as a sports set. These are actually 4 pieces of clothes, but you know, to make it a little bit easier to track. Side quests, not a lot of them, but there are 8 side quests that I was able to find. They are listed here. All of those need to be completed. Most of them have some sort of reward that you would need to get anyway for one of the other requirements, but hey. All in-game trades. Now, I have actually excluded the Regina trades because those are completely random and you can do them multiple times. So again, problem with actually being able to track them and confirm that you've done it, it's kind of a weird one. Plus, when I did this as a trial, I had like an Executor trade, a Mr. Mime trade, and then another Mr. Mime trade. So you could potentially get like 7 Mr. Mime trades before you get like Marowak or something. And all the gifted Pokemon. Now, all of the gifted Pokemon are basically required anyway, but this is the full list of them. So these are all the gifted Pokemon over here. We have the in-game trades over here. I also made a quick thingy for the Diglett spots so that I just have a list of where they all are. Now for the toughest requirement. Actually, no, I'll leave that for last. First, I'm going to do the other 2. So we need to complete 1 round of the regular post-game tournament. That's kind of just to mark that off as we've done it at some point. There's not really any value to it. The other one does actually have an important requirement, the Galarian Star Tournament. There are I think 17 characters you can unlock for the Galarian Star Tournament that you can battle together with in 2v2 battles. The last ones unlock after 15 rounds, so that's the goal here. Beat 15 rounds of the Galarian Star Tournament to unlock all of them. The last one being Sword and Shieldbert. And then for our most difficult goal, the Restricted Sparring. Restricted Sparring is a format where it's 3v3 battles in singles. 5 NPCs you need to fight in order to complete one, but you're only allowed to use one type of Pokemon. They don't have to be monotype Pokemon, but it has to be a monotype team. And you can only get healed twice throughout the entire thing. So basically, you need to take out 6 Pokemon for every 3 Pokemon that they get to take out, essentially. Sort of. So we've made a list of every team that I'm going to be using because there's 18 sets, 1 for every type. I think it's 18. Might be 17. Either way, 1 for every type. So that's another thing that we need to do. And yeah, that is what it takes to beat Pokemon Shield 100%. This is our 100% definition. Few things that are not required. The respawning hidden items, as mentioned. We don't have to have one of every item. I just need to collect all of the before mentioned things. So for example, the red card, which isn't obtained anywhere, but you can buy for battle points. That's fine. I don't have to buy it. That's going to be kind of silly. Random gifted items. I don't even think there are any random gifted items. But if a trainer were to give items at random, I wouldn't have to collect all of them. Rematches against trainers, unless those rematches are defined by the all trainers rules on speedrun.com. We're using the speedrun definition of all trainers. And I added a rule for Peony because when we first get to the max layer, we might lose that fight. And then, you know, how does it count as beaten? We don't have to get every G-Max form. We don't have to get any alternate forms per se. So for example, if I have Galarian Zigzagoon, I don't have to get the Hoenn Zigzagoon. This includes all of the different Alcremie forms. Getting 63 different Alcremie forms is kind of silly. I don't have to get all the player league card designs because some of them are just annoying to get and it doesn't add anything and it's really hard to keep track of and it's like, ugh. There's, for example, one that you would get after having had 10 different haircuts. Or one that you would get if you beat the battle tower 100 battles. Like, things like that. It's just... we get most of them anyway, because most of them you get just through the story. But we're not going to actively track that. And then the Regina traits, as before mentioned, because those are random. So yeah, Monday, December 21st, we're going to start this run. I don't have an exact time yet, but probably morning somewhere. How long do I expect this to take? About 3 to 4 days, probably. Taking 15 to 16 hour days with some sleep time in between. So yeah, if you are interested in seeing this, head over to my Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll probably do a recap video at some point afterwards. And that's just about it. That's it from me for now. Hope you guys all have a good day and hope to see you guys back on Monday for Pokemon Shield 100%.